Ready, that's the important bit.
After she found out I was there, yes.
Yeah. How's everybody
Anyway,
doing? Are we doing okay? We're all right.
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Good.
yeah. Doing
Fantastic.
good.
We're all back together again.
All right.
Yeah,
I
Another
know.
week,
good
another
times.
beer.
Let's have a beer.
Right.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the Couch Co-op Show. I'm Ian. I got Jared, Dave, and Aaron as always.
Yeah, buddy.
And we're a
Good
podcast.
evening.
Yeah.
We're a podcast where we drink a beer, we talk about that beer, we rate the beer,
Yeah.
and then we pick next week's beer. We do that over and over
All
again
right.
for your pleasure.
So everyone's really excited about this. The reason Ian may not be sounding so excited as usual is it's his favorite style of beer, which is a
Well, wait.
stout.
Before we get into the whole Ian's favorite beer, we have a message from
Ooh.
our biggest
Ooh.
fan, and so let me play that right now.
Our
Yeah,
number
let's hear
one.
it.
Yep, it's Nick again. If you guys really like that Hazy Jack, I suggest you stock up on it because based on Widmer's track record, especially with some of my favorites like Drifter, Octo, and Snowplow, you don't know when you're going to see it again. It could show up as a random one-off, maybe an occasional seasonal, or maybe they'll just throw it into a seasonal draft and maybe make an appearance here or there, if at all. So, like I said, go stock up on it. Maybe save me a can or two when I see you guys next. Anyway, peace out.
All right,
Nice.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
We do actually need to buy that guy a beer.
we do. We owe him,
Yeah, we
him
do.
some
He's
We
bought
beers.
us
owe
so
him a
many.
couple.
We owe
Good
him some
Lord.
beers for sure. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we do.
stock up on the Hazy Jack if you can find it.
So
I
he
have not
mentioned
seen
the
it.
special
I
beer
have.
there, Snowplow, and I'm hoping
Yeah.
that
I
this is
haven't
kind of like
seen that one for a
Snowplow.
while.
So before we get to the beer, have any of you seen any Oktoberfest beers this year?
Yes.
Well, I've seen the
I
pineapple
know.
stuff at Winco.
One or two,
Elysian.
but not like
I haven't seen any. We couldn't find any at Winco or Fred Meyer. It's just like it's not happening at all. Like
Oh.
I
beer
think I
wise
saw
this year.
one or two, but yeah, I not. Now you mention it,
Mm-hmm.
I've actually seen a big comeback of the pumpkin beers. It seems like.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Oktoberfest? Isn't that like Elysian's pumpkin thing? Isn't that like their October thing?
I don't think
They
that-
usually
yeah,
have one of
yeah,
each.
it is.
You know, the breweries are usually, they're usually competing, but it seemed like pumpkin beers have gone away the last couple of years.
Mhm.
But they seem like
Yeah.
they're back with a vengeance this year because there's quite a lot of pumpkin
Gross.
beers.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I did see a Oktoberfest beer at John's Market. Heater Allen is one in McMinnville. It's called Bobtoberfest.
Yeah.
It's a Oktoberfest style one, and I think Polliner has their Oktoberfest stuff out there too. I've seen that one.
You kind of expect Paulina to have it though, because they're German brewery. But
True.
Yeah,
That's
I'll just
true.
have
But
to
it
do a
is-
little more hunting because I always miss them. Because come October is when I want them, but they've already been out and gone.
Right.
yeah.
They're elusive little bastards when it comes
Darn
to
the
Oktoberfest
naming
beer.
of it. All right,
Yeah.
let's get to the beer. We're
Well, Jared,
drinking
yeah, let's get
Le-
to it. What is your beer?
It's the Left Hand Milk Stout Nitro.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, me too. I'm ready.
I am
I-
kind of excited. I haven't had stout in a long while.
I love how plain the bottle is. You know,
Yeah.
even before I taste this though, what I really wish I had the carbon dioxide one as well, just the regular carbonation, because they make the same beer with on nitro and off nitro.
Oh, interesting.
I don't
Okay,
think you can get. I haven't never seen it in Oregon. I've seen this one before, but I've never seen just a plain milk stout.
I haven't
so
either.
Well,
I think that would be a really good.
the first thing
comparison.
you mentioned the label though, and it just looks like a lines of descriptors, but the beer doesn't seem like it has an actual name. It's just called Milk
Yeah.
Stout.
Yeah. It
It's
doesn't
up at
Is
the
it the
top.
original
Stout
Milk
Nitro,
Stout?
yeah.
It's like the original Milk Stout because like there's a lot of milk stouts out there.
No, I mean, no. I'm guessing not. I think they're kind of hoping that the left hand logo is more than enough, if you know what I mean.
Well, even the nitro word is bigger, so maybe it's called nitro.
Yeah.
Could be.
Nitro.
I'm just
Yeah,
confused. I guess we had to pop this and pour it, huh?
Actually, before we pour it, we need to just mention the pouring instructions actually for this one, because this isn't a gentle pour out the bottle. This is invert that sucker and let it go. if you read the instructions on the back.
Well, the instructions are upside down.
Pour
So
hard.
that's pretty
Oh.
funny. Yeah. So
Hopefully we've talked enough as well that it's warmed up to the
Also got paper towels.
40 to 45 degree Fahrenheit.
Paper towels in case there's a
We're
mess.
actually not meant to
Yeah.
serve this till 55. 50
I know
to
mine's
55.
been sitting for a minute.
Yeah. Well, shall we, gentlemen?
I mean, it's not gonna help
Yeah.
me, Dave. The degrees, it's not gonna help me any. So, 3, 2, 1,
Right.
pop it.
A nice little.
Oh,
Oh,
it kind of shot
Oh.
out a little bit.
yeah, I know, I know. And then
yeah.
there we go.
There we
That's
go.
the way to do it.
You got most
Oop.
of it. Whoa, that's kind of little head foamy.
But
Little
a little bit forms at the top by the time
Yeah.
you're done. You have to let it sit for a minute or so.
Oh, I have to say that is
It's a good looking beer.
beautiful- the
Yeah.
nitro.
That
you
is
can- well, check
absolutely
out
gorgeous.
mine. I really went the hard pour, and it's
Oh,
yeah.
got like the waves
I went
going
pretty
I
down
did
hard
it.
too.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to play it safe and put it in my giant 22 ounce bottle.
Good call.
Well,
Look, I'm not gonna.
it says to put it in a kind of a chalice cup here.
Yeah, I didn't have
Yeah.
a chalice cup, otherwise it
So
would
I didn't either.
I went full
Mm.
full send on that, but
Eh.
it doesn't really help the pour any because it then begins to kind of
So
Foam over.
foam over a
Mm.
bit. Luckily,
Yeah,
I
that's
had
why
paper
I'm like-
towels. I was prepared for
smell
this.
is lovely, and I love a good
I
nitro
love
beer.
the head.
And I have to say, I've
just
never
had-
had one in the bottle.
It smells like fucking soy sauce.
And it looks so creamy. The head
I
on
know.
that's so creamy.
It smells like soy sauce.
Yeah.
Is this the one that's going to change
It
Ian's
smells-
mind?
It
No,
kind of
it's-
does actually.
It smells
I
like
didn't even
fucking
think about
soy
that.
sauce.
Oh, it's
Doesn't it?
delicious.
Yeah, it
It's-
totally does. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, that's a sexy
Well,
pint with like.
I've never
soft-
really had, and I haven't had nitro stout in a very long time. So I'm like, I never really thought of this one. Definitely smells like soy sauce.
Oh,
Definitely.
Jared, this is everything I want out of a milk stout.
Yeah.
It's perhaps a little strong for the style at 6%, but that's
Alright.
not a
I don't know what you're
criticism.
talking
That's
about. This is
just like
smooth. This is smooth, man. Like I have not had a stout this smooth, and I had Guinness just the other day while we were cooking a Irish beef stew.
I'm glad I
Yeah.
took the chance when I bought this 6-pack. I'm like, huh.
I will say the
Okay.
head feels wonderful on the lips. Like
Yeah,
it's
that
like
nitro-
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I wonder
the
why
texture-
they
so
do
good.
nitro IPAs, because I wonder the soft, or maybe the soft bubbles. You need the harsher carbon dioxide just to kind of.
I was kind of concerned about the mocha notes because a lot of times these
Yep.
companies will make like, here's espresso stout, it's super hardcore, but this is very, very almost unnoticeable. It's more of the chocolatey part of the
I
mocha.
love stouts, but as soon as you get into coffee, it's like that's a no for me.
Yeah, yeah.
This is dangerously smooth. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Because
My wife would
okay,
love this.
most stouts I've ever encountered, it's like a hard flavor that's like what? I don't know if I can have any more of this. But this one kind of makes me want more, actually.
Yeah,
This is
I really
such
like
a good
this.
beer, and I don't want to ruin it, but I also feel like a shot of whiskey dropped into it. Be like,
Oh God.
well, go
Sorry,
buy a
Mom.
That would be
6-pack. You
pretty-
can
that would-
experiment.
that would be pretty good. But I'll have to see next time I go to the beer store, see if I can get this and then the carbonated version, because I'd love to just try the same beer with the different carbonations.
So what do we know about this company?
It's brewed and bottled by Left Hand Brewing in Longmont, Colorado.
This is what happens when you buy your
Ironic,
brother
I'm drinking with my left hand.
a home
Because-
brew kit in 1990.
Because I feel like I've never heard of Left Hand Brewing. I've never seen any of their beers. I've never.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've
any
only
of
seen
the
them
other
in the
beers.
last year or two. I think they're more of a regional one, but I read on
I
the
see them in
website
Target a lot.
They
they
are independent.
they started in Colorado after
Oh.
one of the brewers, the brother bought the other one a home brew kit, and then I think they really got going in like '94, and they're one of they actually came up with the way of putting the nitrous in the bottle like this, because I've had canned nitro beers, because that was a thing
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a while in the UK, but normally they have a widget in the can, which is this kind of like thing that
Yeah.
lasts allows the
That's what
nitrous
Guinness
kind
did.
of come back out. Yeah, I think
So,
Guinness were one of the first.
I'm
So-
seeing on the Total Wine and More website that they have a White Russian Nitro.
So
What?
that's
That
should
sounds
look-
dope.
you should look at
Well, I
the
hope it's better
Oh.
than that Pelican one, because who?
because this
Yeah.
is this
Oh,
is
I like
Ian's
that one.
kind of brewery because they actually, if you look at the beers
Wow.
they brew an awful lot of different beers.
Yeah, they even have a German style Pilsner.
Half
yeah.
of them are
Huh.
pretty. Most breweries lead with the lager or they lead with the IPA. This brewery is definitely leading with the stouts and the porters.
Yeah.
Is their thing, and I think that's what part they called it left-hand brewing for a similar reason because when the market's going to the right hand
Left-hand.
and everyone's making IPAs, we're not we're going to do something different.
I just like it's funny because I remember first seeing this actually in Target out of all places because I thought it was just a Target backed brewery, like they'd made it have a little local thing, like I know Costco has a Kirkland beer, and I thought this was like a Target thing because of the red on here. Like if you notice on the top of the bottle and the bottle cap, it's like a little black, white, and red thing, like what Target does. But I thought it was just a little Target backed company, but it turns out no. Like you said, they make a ton of beers. Just
Yeah, they do. And the one on their front page is a peanut butter milk stout nitro. I want
Yep.
that. I
I
want
want
that.
I want the cherry black forest one that they've got. That sounds great.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they have a really good
Okay, that one does sound good.
selection, even
Yeah.
liquors and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is
Huh.
somewhere we
Wow.
should take Ian, and he can.
And they
knock
have, and there's
anything.
no representation other than like a few bottles here and there. They don't have like a, I don't know. They just have the one brewery, or they have no. They're just completely small and independent.
I
Yeah,
think they just have one brewery in Colorado, and they
yeah,
with a
sounds
bottling
about right.
line. They produce. In 2016 they produced 78,000 barrels of beer,
Huh.
which is a good amount, but by the same token, it's it's not the most massive.
Huh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Anyway, if you really like this beer and you want to move to Colorado, they're looking for a brewer. It was the other thing I saw on the website.
Go
They're
for
looking-
it, Dave.
They're looking for a logistics manager or warehouse manager. I didn't look too much at that one. I just looked at the brewing job description.
Oh, jeez.
I have to say though, whoever came up with this recipe did a good one. This
They
is
really did.
this is what I have in my head for the stout I want to brew. It's not too sweet. It's not too heavy. It's like.
So what was one thing I also like about this? Like, you know how in most beer, like as you drink through, the little head kind of like just starts disappearing slowly. This fucker has not smoothed much at all since I started drinking it. Like it's literally.
That's weird.
Okay.
Mine's gone.
Oh really?
Mine's a little bit
Okay.
there still. Mine's a little bit there still.
Ian hasn't mentioned much about his taste that he's been enjoying in his glass there, Mr. Stout.
Mr.
Doesn't
Stout.
sound like he likes it.
You know what though? Honestly, I don't hate it.
Wow.
I'm gonna give you my rundown on this. First of all, the balance. You're right, Dave. The flavor is really mild. I mean, this is my first beer of
Yeah.
the night, so alcohol wise, flavor wise, it's all it's very mild. It's very
It's in
easy.
balance and it's got
Yeah.
an interesting flavor. You can
definitely taste it, but it's not.
flavorless.
It's not like something where it's just overpowering.
No, they've
It
really.
doesn't punch in the face.
And I wonder if the nitro has something to do with that because that does
maybe.
soften the flavors compared to like.
I also feel like
Carbonation
it
really brings that out.
softens also the body of the beer because like just the
Mhm.
texture of the head and the body of the actual beer. I think the nitro definitely with those air bubbles definitely is a different feel. So in generally of the stouts I've drank the most, the only real stout I have a real frame on is like Terminator Stout, which I can appreciate, but I don't really care for. I mean, I'll drink it, but I don't really care for it. I would say this is head and shoulders above that. And
Interesting
I
to
could
try
see that.
Terminator on Nitro. See
yeah,
what
yeah.
that
See, I would have to
turns
see
on, yeah.
exactly because I've never had it on Nitro. I've just had it. Well, no, I've probably had it on Nitro. I was probably just too drunk to realize. Because I don't
I
usually.
also find the milk stouts. I like that lactose sweetness that's in there. You know, it's like
Yeah, that's definitely helping. I
Well,
mean,
we learned, Jared and I, when we were at the beer thing, that they add that to like sours and stuff too. It's not just stouts that have lactose in it.
Yeah.
They put it in a lot of things to give it body and smoothness. So there's a lot of other beers that might have lactose in it that have nothing to do with,
yeah.
that don't
thank
say
God
milk.
I'm not lactose intolerant.
Well, I don't think it's enough to. I mean, I don't think this is gonna send me to the bathroom, but
If it did, that would be very funny.
yeah. I mean,
Maybe a
I'd have to
six-pack.
I'd have to drink a lot of this, No, I'm actually really surprised that it doesn't have the smell is a little weird. I think the smell. I mean, I do feel like it is a little. It's alcohol-y soy sauce to me, but the
I can
flavor,
see that, yeah.
the flavor is.
finish.
I'm genuinely surprised, and I do not hate this beer. So
also
I would
feel like-
even I would even go as far to say if we were out, I was at Jared's house, and this is all he had, I would have another.
Oh man,
Yes.
But I would never.
Well,
I will
this
never.
is big.
I would never buy this.
Yeah. No. Well, wow. That's like 2 thumbs up for me in there because, if you don't like stouts, then you're not gonna like stouts.
It's not
Yeah.
overly coffee or mocha-y. Like Jerry was. It doesn't.
No.
It's mostly the chocolate notes of the mocha.
There's a little very light though. Even
I
that's
Yeah.
very
love the
light.
chocolatey stouts. If it goes over to the coffee, that's just like a hard no for me.
Well, sometimes
really
the
don't
problem with
like
that
that
hard
flavor.
coffee and the alcohol flavor, it does that thing where I just feel like it's got that teriyaki beef jerky aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
This does not have that.
I'm not.
This does
No, I
not
was gonna
have
say I'm
that.
not getting that.
Does not have that.
Let me guess. Jared's a lucky man, and he's got another one, and he's gonna pour it.
This is my last one. I have drank all the other ones because I was really curious, and then I just had. I mean, I only had 2 bottles.
I
Yeah.
I am actually really surprised myself because I mean the
That's good.
last one, the last kind of milk stout thing that Pelican one that Jared recommended to me, I did not like that.
The White Russian, I didn't like that.
I
That
didn't
was-
like that at
Oh,
all. I thought that
man.
was fucking disgusting, and I just I could not get that down. This I can I don't. I mean I'm down this one.
It's
so.
very quaffable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
mine's
would-
gone.
I would like to try it on the
Mine's
CO2
pretty
though,
much finished.
as
What is
well.
it?
'cause
Right, I bet 100% difference. I bet
Yeah.
I bet it's a little bit harder of a beer, maybe a little bit.
Mhm.
Because the nitro, you're right, it really softens it up.
It seems the nitro
Yeah.
is the only one they're mass distributing. The closest place I can tell, according to their website, that the peanut butter nitro would be in is a Bimart on 122nd and Halsey.
Oh well, at least it's in
Peanut
town.
butter? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Halsey?
the
Yeah,
peanut butter
okay.
nitro stout. So Aaron,
That's right. Right. Yeah.
come on, buddy.
I think John's market may be able to hook us up with at least 1 or 2 of them. So,
Yeah.
and I have seen this I think at Costco once or twice, but perhaps not this
I've
one. But I
seen
remember the left-hand logo.
I think that was the one because I remember seeing that one too. The last time I was at Costco.
It's
All I know is after this beer, I really want to find their other stuff.
it's very light too. Like I feel like a lot of times you drink a stout and it's like a meal, and
Yeah.
not so much. This one
Yeah.
I can
That's
yeah,
a-
not a
Yeah,
meal.
I don't feel wet.
That's
I'm not
ironic because I
feeling
had
weighed down.
before this.
I feel like okay, I might not want to drink a 6-pack of them, but I could feel like I could put
No.
3 or 4 of these away and
Mhm.
not feel like a blimp afterwards.
For
So
sure.
Yeah.
it's interesting. Their website, you can actually search for the beer within a certain distance, and the milk stout CO2 version isn't within 100 miles of where we're at. So that'll be an
Oh, dear.
online order.
No, I can see why they send this beer out though, and I must admit, they've obviously got packaging nitro beer down to a good, a fine art because it's
They
a
figured
great
it out.
nitro. Like the nitro portion of it is as good as any nitro I've had on tap, and
Yeah,
so
yeah, no doubt.
I would love to, I'd love to see an IPA on nitro. I don't think I've ever tried one. I wonder what that would do because it kind of does soften some of those flavors, so it would be an interesting kind of comparison.
For sure, for sure.
Because the CO2 as well would bring out, especially on an IPA, brings out all that smell of the hops, whereas the nitro
Yeah.
wouldn't bring it out as much because it's. Well, I don't think it would, but I don't know.
For
So
sure.
I did have something that was a nitro, but it wasn't a stout. It was the purple haze. It was like berry hefeweizen type thing going on
Mhm.
there from.
Oh, like the ruby, but the with boysenberries. Right, 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 right.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That one was damn, that was fucking good. It was like drinking a Maryberry pie almost. It was fucking great. I loved it. But I definitely love to try an IPA, a nitro as well, because
It makes you
I can
wonder.
imagine that.
It makes you wonder if those like those really high alcohol, super juicy triple IPA hazy, juicy hazies. You know, you put that on
Yeah,
nitro.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
how much sweeter those high alcohol content beers become. You know, because I feel
So
like it really makes it
Oh,
less harsh. The
So
nitro.
here's an interesting bit from their history, their story. It says on the first night of the 2011 Great American Beer Festival, Left Hand changed craft beer history forever with the introduction of Milk Stout Nitro in a bottle.
Yeah,
oh,
So
I
that's
can't
really
say I've
cool.
ever had nitro in a bottle before. You know, like I say, I've
me
only
either.
ever had it in the widget cans, and
Well,
it's good
Budweiser
in
did
the
it without the
widget
widget
cans.
with the golden ale recently.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
I
but that
remember
was.
that one. Yeah.
Well,
Bleh.
it states here Left Hand
That's
is both
good.
the first American and the first craft brewery to master the science of bottling a nitrogen beer without a widget.
I wonder how that
They do.
happens.
They do have one beer that's not a stout that's on nitro, and it's like a pina colada wheat, which it either be
Interesting. Yeah,
fantastic
weird.
or like.
That makes my stomach kind of
Pina
churn.
colada would make my stomach turn. Not a
Well,
huge
that
fan of
I think that's
coconutty.
I think that one's a year-round one as well, or maybe it's a
Huh.
seasonal. I don't know, but
If you like pina coladas, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun,
Ugh.
yeah,
dun,
it looks like they do the regular 3 or 4 seasonals, but they actually do it 7 or 8 because they do half of the seasonals are nitro seasonals and half of them are, you know, CO2 seasonals. So
Well, boys, we should rate this beer.
All right.
Well, I know Ian will probably give it a sideways thumb.
I
I
am.
think
would
Dave and I are both thumbs up.
I would love to try this
And
aged on
Aaron's the
some
question
bourbon
mark.
barrels.
All right. So 3 thumbs up total. Yeah, Aaron's a sideways thumb as well.
If you like
I
stout and you
Yeah.
like nitro, I think this is as good as it. And even
This is
Ian with
top
his
tier.
half a thumb would say you probably want to try it.
I definitely liked it. I just wouldn't go out of my way to buy a 6 pack of it. I mean, if someone gave it to me, yeah, absolutely, I would drink that shit. It'd take time, but I'd drink that shit. But I wouldn't go out of my way to go finding it again.
I
I
think
think
what
I
I think
might
what's
buy a 6-pack so I can have 6 bottles to myself.
I think Aaron's more like this,
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
I'm more
three
like
pretty much.
quarters.
this.
I'm more like here,
Yeah.
but for the
I
sake
must
of the
admit,
show, right here.
for me, half a star from Ian is a pretty strong rating.
Yeah.
considering it's
Listen,
stout.
I don't necessarily like stouts, but I can appreciate the craft and knowing. I think I like this beer enough that I would drink it again. So
Me
it's
too.
not something I'm gonna go out and get and drink. It's not, you
Yeah.
know, it's and I know my friends aren't gonna buy me a 6-pack because they know what kind of beers I like. But if I'm in a situation where it's a beer, yeah, I'll drink that. Sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
I can see myself if I can find this pretty regularly, maybe buying a couple of 6 packs over the winter. It's got that nice.
Over
like
the
I say, it's got.
winter. Stouts are good all
Definitely
year,
a winter
man.
booze beer.
They are good all year,
Yeah.
but definitely it's coming into winter. This is like
Winter
a
warmer,
nice.
baby. Winter warmer.
Do
This
they
is a
ever
winter warmer.
do they ever put a little mint in there? Because a little mint in that would be dope.
That does sound good. I
That
wonder,
actually
like,
does
tossing a
sound
leaf
good.
in there and kind of muddling it a little
Or
bit.
even
and
just
pulling
I'll
the
just
leaf
do a
out and-
shot of peppermint schnapps and then
interesting.
chase it with
Yeah,
it.
Oh,
maybe.
That
no.
might be dope. I don't know.
No,
Interesting.
Goldschlager.
peppermint schnapps
Oh.
are nice. I was
Yep.
saying a shot of bourbon
Get a little
whiskey
mint
in it
juice
would
or
be
something.
nice
I
as
know,
well.
but I'm not a whiskey
Yeah,
guy like I
bourbon.
used to be. So,
Yeah.
Jared, what video game are you drinking this with? Pairing this with?
It's funny. I thought about this last week, so it's pretty simple. I know a left-handed character in video games that's very prominent. That's a Link from The Legend of Zelda.
Ah.
So I'll go with the first Legend of Zelda. He's even left-handed in that.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
So there we have it.
Well, we need to decide if we go with Dave's pick for next week, or we do one of Nick's. Or we have many beers to choose from.
I vote Sapporo.
Yeah. I honestly thought we were out of my picks.
No, so
Yeah,
what
we
I
still
did,
got one left, I
Dave,
think.
Dave, what I did is I gave you the, because you brought it to my party, the
The Lost Coast.
the Lost Coast. So I think everyone should have a can of Lost Coast IPA.
I have that, yeah.
So, but we don't need to do that one. We have Nick DeWin has Sapporo and Foster's. Nick Vole gave us the last of the Henry Weinhard's Private Reserve, or Shane brought Kona Big Wave Golden Ale. So,
Sapporo.
Jared wants Sapporo, but it is Dave's. I'll let Dave pick Nick's choice
Dave.
because it's Dave's turn next.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
true.
just grabbing the cans in front of me and having a look when they were brewed and best before.
Oh yeah, good call.
You know, it's like let's do the.
Hopefully they're okay.
So the Kona and the Henry Weinhardts were both brewed in July, August, and then the Sapporo is probably a little older just because it's. Yeah, we should do the Sapporo.
Okay.
'Cause I think
Yeah.
that probably came from Japan, so it's probably a little older.
No, it came from like Korea or something. It doesn't come from Japan. They brew it in like Korea or something.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Oh,
else.
Vietnam.
Vietnam, that's where it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But
I
anyway,
remember you
needless to
talking about
say,
that.
needless to say, it probably came over on the slow boat, so it's probably.
Let me tell you guys, I already drank the Sapporo, so I'm gonna go buy another one.
Oh darn!
Their beer
You
is so
sound very
good.
sad about that.
No, I'm not sad at
Plus,
all.
I'm willing.
I love
Plus,
that
I
shit.
wish I had
I'm willing to say
more
what I think
12
about this
ounces of
beer.
beer on this podcast right now, so I think I'm going to choose one of the bigger cans. So it's either going to be
Yeah.
Foster's or Sapporo.
Good-
All
good
right,
call.
so we're gonna hold off on Dave's pick until a couple weeks from now or whenever, and then so Sapporo next
Yeah.
week. That's
Yeah,
Nick DeWin beer. Thanks again, Nick.
Thanks again, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Thanks,
heard
Nick.
you heard him earlier in the show. I'm sure you'll hear him again. And you, the listener, if you want to leave us a voice message just like Nick did, you just go over to anchor.fm/The Couch Co-op Show. And right there on their website, right there on the front page, there's a little message button. You just click it, and you can leave a voice message, and you can just talk hate, just like vehemently hate us for our poor
Right.
choices in beer. Or, like Nick, you can be nice and just talk about beer. Anyway, it's up to you. You can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google, Amazon, YouTube. We record this in video. It streams to YouTube every Monday night, and then it's there for eternity, so people can watch it. Some people watch it there, and yeah.
Cool.
I don't know what else we need to say except that. I'm Ian for the Couch Co-op Show. I got Jared, Dave, and Aaron joining me on the couch as always.
Always nice to be here. Thanks for the
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
Or sharing the beer with me.
Thank you
that
for
was
sharing.
And as always, drink responsibly?
Yeah.
Yep.
Beer
Just please
responsible.
drink responsibly. Don't be dumb.
I have another funny thing from. It's kind of an outtake thing that Nick DeWin sent me, so I'm going to play it now. As you guys, y'all have to say, take the share.
Take the shirt.
Take the share. You guys
Take
ready?
the share.
You ready?
All right.
You good?
I don't see Aaron.
I'm ready to hear it.
Here it is. You got it, Aaron?
Yeah.
Here he is.
You ready? Here it goes.
Buenos dias. We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this country in South America, just north of Argentina. We are looking at how to pronounce with a typical Spanish pronunciation, Uruguay. Uruguay. It'd be fine
Okay.
in English or American to
Alright.
say Uruguay. Uruguay. But in Spanish, Uruguay. Uruguay. Uruguay, country in
Uruguay.
South America. Uruguay.
Okay, that's great.
All right.
Uruguay.
My butchering of the year.
Yeah.
Because I think I butchered it pretty bad.
All right. That's it. Goodbye, everybody.
All right.
Uruguay. Goodbye.
Uruguay.